video. I would like to share the disclaimer screen quickly. So if you could just take a look at that, I'll leave that up for just a moment, and then we can hop right into our practice tonight. Great. Thank you so much for your patience on that. Welcome, everyone. My name is Melissa, and today I'll be guiding you through all levels yoga. We'll practice together for 45 minutes. So as we come together to practice, I like to always put it out there to listen to your body. If any of the stretches are not working for you, please skip them, come on out and modify. And things that you'll need today for your practice, you'll want to have a yoga mat. I always like having a block and a blanket close by. It just helps to give a little bit of support to the practice. So if you have something like that, you can grab it. And if not, you can definitely work around that. So as we start today, let's come into child's pose. So we'll just start with a little bit of an opening for our body. And we'll give ourselves some time to center here. So you can grab a blanket to pad your knees if you'd like. Knees can be together and then just letting yourself fold down. You can also take your big toes to touch your knees away from one another and then just let yourself kind of melt down into the stretch. Now just feel the eyes closing. Feel your hips relaxing down towards your heels. Feel your heart relaxing down towards the mat. And then breathing deeply. Let's breathe into our low back, mid back, and upper back. And then feel yourself breathing in and breathing out. As you breathe, feel your body reacting to the breath. Feel your chest rise on the inhale and feel your chest fall on the exhale. Maybe feel the stomach expanding, pressing into the tops of the legs, the fronts of the legs. And then with your exhale, feel your navel move back and move slightly up towards your spine. And then if you would like, you can set an intention for your practice. And that intention could be anything that you'd like it to be. Maybe to relax a little bit, maybe to push yourself. And engaging your core, let's come on forward. We'll make our way into table. And as you come into table, we'll just begin to take our knees, our hips in line, and then our wrists and our shoulders will be in the same line. Working with Earth Salutation. So this is a really nice grounding salutation. It's a nice heart opening practice. And each time that we come into one, we will work a little bit with a different back bend. So this will be a really nice practice for your back if you've been experiencing some fatigue in the back today. Let's start by coming to our knees. We're just going to stand on the knees. Hands will extend to the sky. Take a full breath in. And then release yourself down to child's pose as you exhale. So we'll just begin to drop our hips back towards our heels. Let your heart lower down towards the mat. Come on forward to knee down plank. So you're just going to ripple forward through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. This is our knee down plank. And then moving into Sphinx from here. So you'll just do a reverse push-up. So you're just going to lower down to the mat nice and slow. Let your hands come out in front of you, elbows in line with your shoulders. And maybe reach for opposite arms here and just breathe into your low back bend. And then maybe staying here, you can always lift up for low cobra. So hands press down, elbows lift up, elbows wrap in towards one another. Arms can straighten, bringing you into seal. Let's reach, let's stretch through the crown of the head. Lower down to the mat. Give yourself a breath here. Let's get back to downward facing dog when you're ready. So you'll just begin to curl your toes under. Take your sitting bones to the sky. And then shake it out a little bit here. Maybe bend one knee. Bend the other knee. Let your head relax, yes. And let your head relax, no. So just find this nice, gentle, fluid movement to gently warm up your body. Let's take our knees down into our mat. Toes will curl under. And then let's just let ourselves sink back to the hips. So hips back to your heels, heart lowers down. And then coming on up, we'll take that nice full breath in. Hands reach and stretch to the sky. Draw your hands at your heart space as you exhale. Hands extending out, breathe in. Fold yourself down, breathe out. Let's come on forward. Find your way to that knee down plank position. Lower down to the mat. Let's take Cobra this time. So for Cobra, bring your hands right underneath your shoulders. Tips of the fingers in line with the tops of the shoulders, pinkies in line with the deltoids, glue the tops of your feet down, and then lifting yourself up to your navel. Hug your arms into the sides of your body. Let your elbows run straight back, and almost create a little sensation that the hands could lift from the mat. Let's breathe here. We're going to breathe into that nice low back opening. Inhale and exhale. Come on down to the mat. Give yourself a breath here. Let's press back to downward facing dog when you're ready. So you'll just curl your toes under. Take your sitting bones up towards the sky. Knees will begin to lower. Hips to your heels. Float yourself down. And then let's come on up. Core engages. Hands reach and stretch to the sky. Hands at your heart space. Breathe out. Hands extending up, full breath in. Fold yourself down, full breath out. Let's come on forward. Land in your knee down plank position. And then moving into a variation of boat pose. So for this variation of boat, bring your arms behind your body. Fingers will interlock, palms will touch, and then lifting up. So we're going to lift our legs, feel your torso lifting up. Try to open your chest and open up your heart space. Take that nice full breath in and out. Come on down to the mat. Give yourself a breath here. Let's press back to down dog when you're ready. Knees will begin to lower back through child's pose, hips to heels. And then come on up. Full breath in. Reach and stretch to the sky. Hands at your heart space, breathe out. Let's try one more. Hands extend out. Come on down for child's pose. Float yourself through. Knee down plank. And moving all the way down to the mat. Let's try King Cobra this time. So hands will be underneath your shoulders. Then walk your hands out to the sides of the mat. Maybe a foot on one side and a foot on the other side. Elbows can reach to the sky. Glue the tops of your feet down. Rise up when you're ready. So if you'd like, you can try to straighten out your arms. You can have your elbows up towards the sky too. And then we're just going to breathe here into that nice heart opener. So nice inhale and exhale. Float yourself down to the mat. Give yourself a breath here. Let's press back to down dog when you're ready. And knees will begin to lower, hips to your heels, and heart lowers down to the mat. Coming on up, hands to the sky, full breath in. Hands at heart space, full breath out. Let's come on forward. We're going to take ourselves back to down dog. And then toes to the hands. Let's walk it into a fold. Take it out in your fold. So it may feel nice to bend one knee, to bend the other knee. And then relax your head yes and no. So if the ground is feeling far away, maybe bring your hands on blocks for support. You can also have that deep bend in your knees if that is needed. Hands to the right, find a side stretch. Try to feel grounded evenly through both of your feet. Take yourself to center, release to the left. Reach and stretch from your right waist. Lengthen your side body, arm, and fingertips. Come back to center, back to fold. Let's take a half lift here. Fold yourself down. Come on up. We're going to rise for mountain on in-breath. Hands at heart space on the out breath. Hands extending up, full breath in. Fold yourself down, breathe out. Lifting up that heart space. Let's come on into plank. We'll take a high push-up pose. Let's try up dog this time. Lower down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. So we'll just use our breath here. Let's breathe into that back bend. Press back to down dog when you're ready. Toes to the hands. Let's walk it forward. Take your half lift. Fold yourself down. Let's come on up for mountain. Hands at heart, breathe out. Hands extend up, full breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half. Back into plank. Take that high push-up pose. Knees up or down. Lower down, chaturanga. We'll take our upward facing dog. So we want to breathe into that low back bend. And then press back to down dog when you're ready. Come on forward. Let's land in our hold. Take that half lift. Release and come on up. Rise for mountain. Hands at the heart space. Breathe out. Let's try a stretch for the spine. So for this one, hands will extend up. Take your right hand for your left wrist. And then take your left foot to the right. So just cross the legs here. Full breath to lengthen. Hands to the right. Breathe out. Roll your left shoulder back a little bit. The right shoulder rolling under slightly. And heart is shining to the sky. Come back to center. We'll realign here. Change up the grip in the hands. Lengthen and release to the other side. Try to feel grounded evenly through both of your feet. Come back to center. We'll release the hands. We'll do a reset on our feet. And then hands will extend up. Take a nice full breath in. Take your left hand for your right wrist. And then we'll take our right foot to the left. Take that full breath here to lengthen and release to the left. Maybe feel your right hip pressing off to the right. So just guiding you deeper into your stretch. Come back to center. Change up the grip in the hands. Lengthen and release to the right. Back to center. Let's come to our neutral spine. Hands behind your body. Fingers will interlock, palms will touch. Maybe imagine that you could squeeze a pencil between the shoulder blades. Maybe fold yourself down if you'd like to get a little more shoulder stretch. Try to relax the fronts of your shoulders and just noticing if that helps you move deeper into the shoulder stretch. Hands can relax onto your low back. Hands can float down towards the mat. Take a half lift here. Fold yourself down. Come on up, mountain on in-breath. Hands at heart on out-breath. Let's try right leg lifting up. We'll try crane. We'll come into Bali Kakasana. So anytime we take a balance pose, try to find your drishti. We'll just find that one spot to focus your concentration, to focus your awareness. And once you find that spot, not letting the eyes shift at all. Let's try a Shiva Squat from here. So we're just going to take our right foot to the left. We'll create a little diagonal. Legs can stay straight. You can have a bend in the knees. Maybe do a little bend, deeper bend. You can do a tap down if you'd like. Palms can face up. Index and thumbs come together. And then grounding into your left foot. Let's put ourselves back or through for crane. And then we're going to release ourselves down. And then float yourself up. Moving with the breath here. Great, let's come back up through for crane. Releasing into warrior one, so right foot back, right heel will lower, hands will reach to the sky as you inhale. And then feel your hips and your shoulders squish forward. Right hip forward, right shoulder forward, left hip back, and then left shoulder back a little bit. Let's take a little shoulder release here. So we're just gonna reach for opposite elbows behind the body. Right hand for your left elbow, left hand for your right elbow. And then maybe imagine that you could squeeze a pencil between the shoulder blades. Let's take ourselves back on through. Hands can reach and stretch the sky. Hands lower down into a runner's lunge. Begin to bend and straighten your front leg. As you flow with the breath, just make sure that your left knee doesn't extend too far past your ankle. We want to feel that our knee and our ankle are in one line. Knee can be behind the ankle, but we just don't want to shift that knee too far forward. Straighten your front leg, fold yourself over, spine relaxes, head and neck relaxes and releases. Bending into your left knee. Let's take our left hand to the sky. We'll find ourselves into a twist. And then as you take runner's twist, with your in-breath, feel your spine lengthen. On your out-breath, let your twist deepen. Letting your hand come down, right foot's gonna take a float to the upper left edge of your mat. So you'll just line your toes up, line your heels up, fold over the fronts of the legs as you exhale. Maybe play with the weight in the feet. Maybe send your weight forward into your toes. Maybe draw your weight back into the heel. Maybe shift your weight to the right and to the left. Let's unwrap our legs, landing back in our forward fold. Take a half lift here. Fold yourself down. Let's come on up. We'll rise for mountain. Hands at your heart space. Breathe out. Last leg takes the float up. Let's try crane on the other side. We're just going to lift that leg for that 90-degree angle. Feel grounded through all the parts of your right foot. So you want to press through the inside, through the outside, and then noticing your body's natural tendency. If you tend to roll in, maybe tend to roll to the outside of the foot. Let's try those Shiva Squats from here. We're just going to take that left foot to the right, do your little tap down, and we're going to float on up. You can always create that mudra with your hands if you wanted. Sometimes bringing your hands on hips is nice. And you can also take your hands at prayer at heart if you'd like as well. Back on through into our crane pose. And then releasing back to warrior one. So we'll take our left foot back. Left heel will lower. Hands will reach to the sky as you inhale. Shoulders and hips going forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Reach for opposite arms behind your body. Right hand for left elbow, left hand for right elbow. Square the hips and the shoulders forward. Inhale and exhale. Let's release our hands to the sky. Take a nice full breath in. Hands lower down, runner's lunge. Begin to bend and straighten your front leg. Straightening your front leg. Give yourself a fold forward here. Let your spine relax. Relax the back of your head. Relax the back of your neck. Bending into your right knee. Let's take that right hand up. Find your twist. Try to imagine that the shoulders stack and open here. Shoulders in line, wrists in line. Right hand lowers. Left foot takes the float to the upper right edge of your mat. So you'll just line your toes up. Line your heels up, fold over the fronts of the legs as you exhale. Maybe play with the weight in the feet, shifting the weight forward, back, to the right or to the left. Unwrapping your legs into a fold. Shake out your legs here. And let's reach for opposite elbows, taking ragdoll. Send your weight forward into your toes. Let the heels be a little lighter. And then just see how that changes up the stretch in your body. Hands can relax down onto the ground. Half lift here. Forward fold. Let's come on up. We'll rise for mountain on the inhale. Draw your hands at your heart space as you exhale. Right hand for your right foot for dancer. Let's come into Nadarajasana. This will give us a really nice quad opener. So if you'd like, you can grab on the outside of the foot. That's going to be a little gentler stretch on your shoulder. But if you wanted a deeper stretch, you can always grab on the inside of the foot. Let's take our left hand out in front. You can take your index and your thumb to touch for a mudra. And then let's begin to kick the foot into the hand. We're going to take ourselves forward. So lots of benefits to this posture. It's really good for your standing legs. We strengthen all of the muscles through the foot, through the ankle, through the knee. We also get a nice back bend through the three parts of the back. And we also get this nice quad stretch, nice hip flexor and psoas stretch. So just breathe in and breathe out. Let's come into Crescent from here. So right foot back. Right heel is lifted. Hands can reach to the sky. We are going to work a little bit with a stretch on our shoulders. Let's try to relax our right hand down our back. Let your left hand draw you into a stretch here. And just try to open up the chest and the heart. Relax your shoulders back and down. Hands can reach up, full breath in. Left hand down your back, right hand draws you into the stretch. And release. Let's take those hands up, take a nice full breath in, and then open into Warrior Two pose. So in Warrior Two, we'll be shifted off to the right side of the room. Feel that your shoulders are over your hips. You just don't want to be leaning forward or back too much. Let's come into a reverse warrior from here. So you're just going to float that front hand up and back. Have a deep bend in your front knee. So body's natural tendency is to straighten that leg a little bit. Let's come on through for Warrior Two. We're going to land in lateral angles. You can bring your arm down to your leg. You can also bring your hand down onto the mat for a little bit more stretch. And take a nice full breath in and out here. Core engages, back on up for Warrior Two. Let's take it to reverse. Float it up, float it back. Come on through, take it down. And then we're just going to move with our breath here. We're just going to flow back and up and then do that little cartwheel through. So notice as you move into these runs, each time that you come into it, maybe you feel that you can move a bit deeper into the stretch. You can feel a little bit more of a hip opening. You can get a little bit more into the shoulders. Let's take ourselves back on through. We can straighten our front leg, take your front hand up and float it back, bringing you into a reverse triangle stretch. And then coming through, let's take our hips back, hands reach, stretch forward, release your hand down for triangle, coming into Trichanasana. Feel the shoulders stacking and opening here. We'll just feel our shoulders in line, wrists in line, one long line, fingertips to fingertips. Moving into balancing half moon pose. So maybe bring your hand onto your hip if you'd like. You can float your hand out in front. Maybe lifting up your leg, maybe lifting up your hand. Finding that one spot to concentrate on. Check in, make sure that you're breathing. We just don't want to hold the breath here. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Hand for the foot, maybe take your bind. And maybe create a little sensation of kicking the foot into the hand. So just moving you a little deeper into that back bend. Let's release. We're going to take ourselves back into Warrior Two pose. Windmill your hands down for a runner's lunge. Walk your left foot to the left edge of your mat. Both hands to the inside of your foot. Right foot's going to take a float to the upper right edge of your mat. Land in a fold with your legs wide. Stay here. Option to try that Yogi Squat pose if you'd like. So for Yogi Squat, toes will turn out. Heels will shift in. You can kind of draw your weight back into your heels, let your toes be a little bit lighter, almost feeling like your toes could lift from the mat. Let's take ourselves into a fold. Draw your feet in line with your hips. Let's take half lift here. Lift your spine, lengthen your spine. Fold yourself down. Come on up for mountain on the inhale. Hands at your heart space on the exhale. Let's take our left hand for our left foot and we'll try dancer on the other side. So again, grab on the outside for that gentler shoulder stretch. Grab on the inside for a little bit more. Hand can come out in front. Maybe take your index and your thumb to touch, finding that mudra. And then we'll just begin to kick the foot into the hand, taking yourself forward. And make sure that you're breathing here. This pose is so good for strengthening your right leg. So we strengthen all of the muscles through the foot, through the ankle, and through the knee. Coming back to crescent, let's float that leg back. Hands extend to the sky on the in-breath. Tailbone tuck, feel your core engage. Feel your navel move back and up to the spine a little bit. Let's take our right hand down our back. Left hand draws you into your tricep stretch. Hands extend up. Left hand down your back. Come back on through for crescent. Let's open into warrior two when you're ready. And then in warrior two, shoulders over your hips. Feel your hands reach forward and back. Reverse, take it up, take it back. Float yourself through. Let's come into our lateral angle. Core engages. Float yourself back on up. And we're just going to go forward and back here for a moment. Good, let's come back on up. We'll do warrior two. We can straighten our front leg, front hand up and back, reverse triangle stretch. Come through to center, hips back, hands reach, touch forward, release your hand down. Let's come into Trichanasana. Maybe imagine if you could see your body, that you could create triangle shapes through the legs and the earth and the arm, the side body, and the legs. Coming on forward for balancing half moon pose. We'll try that Ardha Chandrasana stretch. So lifting that leg up, flexing your left foot, having your left toes off towards the left side of the room. Give yourself that hip opener here. Hand for the foot, take your bind if you'd like to go there. And we'll release. Let's take ourselves back into warrior two pose. Windmill your hands down, find your way into your lunge. Right foot will walk to the right edge of your mat, both of your hands to the inside of your foot. Left foot takes that big step forward to the upper left edge of your mat. Stay here in your fold with your legs wide. Option to try squat pose if you'd like. You can always take your feet out wider, let your toes turn out, let your heels shift in, maybe play with the weight in your feet. And you can always use blocks. You could sit on a block if you'd like. You can have a blanket rolled up underneath your heels too. That can be a really nice support on this one. Let's take ourselves into our fold. Let your hands in straight in the backs of your legs. Draw your feet in line with your hips and feel free to shake it out a little bit here. Let's take our right foot back, landing in a runner's lunge, and then walk your left foot to the left edge of the mat. We'll take both of our hands to the inside of the foot. Working with lizard or working with gecko. So on this one, to make it easier, you can lower your right knee down onto the ground for support. And most important in alignment too is to make sure that your knee is in line with your ankle. We just don't want that knee to be jutting forward too much. You can stay here on your hands and you can drop down onto your forearms too if you would like. Maybe find stillness here. Sometimes a little moving around, a little bit of shifting can kind of ease you into the stretch a bit better. And we're just going to feel our hips lowering down to the ground as you exhale. Feel that your heart lowers down to the ground as you exhale. And then just breathing deeply into that nice hip stretch, that nice leg stretch. Let's begin to release. We'll begin to press down into our hands. Curl your right toes under, right knee is going to lift up, and then take a big step forward with your right foot to the upper right edge of your mat. So land in a fold with your legs wide. Let's take our left foot back. We'll take our lunge. You're going to have your right foot to the right edge of your mat. So both of your hands are on the inside of your foot. And then we'll just try this out on the other side. So you can just lower that back knee down if you'd like. Maybe stay on your hands. Maybe you drop down onto your forearms. And maybe take your forearms onto blocks. Feel free to create that movement here. Maybe shift around. Maybe close your eyes. Try to clear the mind of thoughts. You always have thoughts moving through the mind, maybe thoughts for the past, thoughts for the future. Try to release your thoughts. Bring your awareness to your breath. Bring your awareness to the present moment. And then remembering the present moment, the only moment where life truly exists. Let's begin to release. So to come up this time, let's come into plank. So you'll just curl your left toes under. Take your right foot to meet your left foot. Press back to down dog. And then shake out those legs a little bit. Maybe bend your knees and relax your head yes and relax your head no. Knees will begin to lower for table. Sweep your feet to the right or to the left. So we're going to come into seated. And as you come into seated, extend your legs very wide. So we'll just take one foot to one side of the room and then one foot to the other side of the room. And sometimes it can be challenging to get the legs far apart. So you can always kind of inch your feet away from one another a little bit. Let's take our right arm on our right leg, left hand up and over. We'll come into a side stretch. And then try to roll your left shoulder back. Right shoulder is rolling under. Heart is shining to the sky. Core engages. Left arm connects. Right hand up and over. Breathe in and breathe out. Take yourself back to neutral. Take a nice full breath to lengthen. Walk the hands out in front of you and we will fold forward, coming into a wide-legged fold. And then we can come back and up to a neutral spine. Keep your legs out in front of you. Give your legs a little bit of a shake out. You can just kind of shake out any tension you're holding onto. Come on down to your back, reach for your feet, and take a happy baby stretch. So flex your feet, reach through your heels, maybe rock side to side, maybe find stillness here. Knees can come to your chest, hug them in, give a little rock to the right, and a little bit of a rock to the left. Knees release to the right. Let's take a spinal twist. Maybe gaze off your left shoulder. Allow for your eyes to close. Come back to center. Take your knees to your chest, hug them in, and release to the other side. Try to clear the mind of thoughts. We always have thoughts moving through the mind, maybe thoughts for the past, thoughts for the future. Try to release the thoughts, bring the awareness to the breath, bring the awareness to the present moment. And then remembering the present moment, the only moment where life truly exists. Let's return onto our back. Knees to your chest, hug them in, and begin to create circles. Maybe large circles or maybe small circles. Circle in the other direction. We'll just reverse that movement. And then releasing. Let's come into Shavasana from here. We'll take some time for relaxation. So of course, if there was any final stretch or posture that you'd like to come into, anything that would help your practice feel complete, you can always come into it. And you can also grab any props that would help you feel nice and comfortable and supported here. Just feel the eyes closing. Try to relax the eyebrows, relax your jaw. Relax the back of your head, relax the back of your neck. Relax your shoulders, arms, and hands. Relax the upper, mid, and low back. Relax the legs. Relax the feet of any tension. Allow for your breath to deepen. Wiggle fingers and toes. Gently draw awareness back into your body, back into the present moment. Make your way onto your side. Come into a fetal position for a moment. You can just roll onto the right or the left, maybe create a little pillow with your lower arm and gently support your head. Coming into seated when you're ready, you can just press on up. Sit in anywhere that feels comfortable. So it may feel nice to cross your legs, maybe extend your legs out in front of you, or sit on your heels. Hands can move into the heart space, into prayer, into Anjali Mudra. Thanking yourself for practicing yoga this evening, for doing something so good for your mind, body, and spirit. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. It's so great to be here with you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you next class. Take care.
Thanks, Melissa.
You're welcome.